Happy Monday, friends. Welcome to my live. And if you happen to be watching later, welcome to the replay. My name is Robin, and I'm with Robin's Egg Blue Creations, and I'm also an independent designer with Couture. So tonight we'll be using some reusable silkscreen transfers, and we'll be using some chalk paste, and we'll be using wood shims. Oops, let's put them this way. So there you go. Once you hop onto the live, make sure that you tell me hi in the comments so I know who is here. I want to let you know that I'm using an online platform called StreamYard, so I'm live in 3 different locations this evening. I'm live in my Facebook business page. I'm live on my private Facebook group, and I'm also live on my YouTube channel. So if you hear me refer to a comment that you may not see in your feed, that person may be watching from a different platform. So I just wanted to let you know that ahead of time. Also, if you happen to be watching from my private group, make sure that you click the link in the description of the video to give StreamYard permission to access your Facebook profile name. Otherwise, you show up as Facebook user in my comments, and I don't know who to say hi to. So let's see who has jumped on. Stacia is here, and Jason is here watching from the other side of the door. And I have to apologize. I have totally messed up my, I played around with my setup. So my computer's over there. My webcam is here. Nothing is in its original place. So I will probably be a hot mess tonight trying to find stuff and look in the right direction. So bear with me. I see that Chris is on. Hello. So let's go ahead and get started. So these are reusable silkscreen transfers. So let me turn some of these lights down. I'm a little washed out. There you go. So these are silkscreen reusable transfers from Couture. They are reusable about 8 to 12 times depending on how well you take care of them. They are silkscreen. They are sticky backed, so they adhere to your surface while you are chalking with them. So they are sticky. And because they are reusable, and because I want to make sure that they get put back on the correct backer sheet, I'm going to write on the back to denote what side of the backer sheet this goes back on when I'm done cleaning it. So these are the Christmas minis, and these are back in stock as of last week. So when I go to clean the transfers that I use tonight, I will know that this side is the back side of the transfer sheet, and that these transfers go on this transfer. I'm going to get some of this out of my way. I do not need all 5 packages right now. So you will also notice that there are white cut lines down this transfer. Stacia, the Christmas minis are fun. I have this set from this year, and I also have the previous set, so we'll be using both of them. So you will notice that there are cut lines on this transfer. So you are welcome to cut your transfers apart wherever you see the lines. You're also welcome to cut your transfers apart where there may not be lines. That is completely up to you, whatever makes it easier for you to use them. I do, however, like to keep the backer sheet intact. This way I don't have 12 pieces of backer sheet laying around. So I'm going to lift up an edge of the transfer. I'm going to put my scissors on that line, and I'm just going to score with the blade of my scissors. And I got stuck. So there we go. There's that section. And then I'm going to score this line. You could also, if you prefer not to do it that way, you can grab a craft knife and a straight edge, and with a careful hand, you don't want to do it too hard because you don't want to cut through your backer sheet. You can also score it this way as well. Let's see if I got it. I kind of got it. I don't prefer to do it that way because it's just more likely of a chance of me cutting my finger off. I just prefer to score it. with my scissors. It pretty much worked. But you can also do it that way. I just prefer to run my scissors through it. It's usually pretty easy. Less chance of cutting my finger off. Good evening, Bonita. Happy Monday, everybody. Did everyone have a great weekend? Did you get some trick-or-treating in? Okay, so those are cut through. So we don't need my scissors anymore. So tonight we are going to make these chunky shim trees. And yes, they are made out of shims. So I have two sizes here. I have, they don't really give you a size. They don't really have a size. Red package, and I believe these were the yellow package, so you can see the difference. Let's measure. These are 12 inches long, and these shims are almost 8 inches long. So that's the difference. And so I think I used a whole package for this tree, a whole package of short shims plus one long shim. So let's move these out of the way. Let's get this size open. And I believe there are 12 shims. So you'll use 5 on this side and you'll use 5 on the other side. And your long shim will be in the middle. And then I used 2 shims for the bottom. And I left them rough. I didn't even sand them. I didn't do anything. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll save out 2 for the bottom, and that leaves 5 here. So you'll take your long shim, and it'll be in the middle. Sorry, I probably won't be explaining this very well. And you'll need some wood glue, or you can use super glue. I wouldn't use hot glue just because it can get bulky. But this Loctite glue works really well, and the Tite Bond works really well. Mine, it's in a bag somewhere. So we'll use the Loctite. So you're just going to take 5 of your shims, and you're going to glue them together. I used this earlier today, and it probably got clogged. I was making some palette signs out of the 5-gallon paint sticks. And you're going to glue them skinny edge to skinny edge, chunky edge to chunky edge. And I say that because for the bottom base, there'll be a different direction. So I'm just going to glue 5 of these together, and they don't even have to be lined up perfectly. I think the more jagged they are, the more rustic they look. That other glue. This package looks like it's been thrown around. I just kind of wipe the glue as I go. And if you want it, this glue dries pretty fast. It has a 10-minute set time, but it's glued pretty good. So there's one side, kind of. And I do kind of line the bottom edge up a little bit, but you don't have to. And then we'll get this other side. Stick this in something so it stays upside down. So again, I'm just going to repeat the process. I'm just being kind of messy with the glue. Did everyone have a good weekend? We had a pretty quiet weekend. I had a custom order I had to finish, and I got that done. I worked on it all weekend. It's my father-in-law's birthday yesterday, so we celebrated with him. Went to church. Bonita asks, what a crafty idea. Did you or Jason come up with that? I actually found it on Pinterest. I should go over. I have another shim tree that I did last year. And when I was looking up other shim ideas, because I had 5 packages of shims left, I found this idea. In a little bit, I'll go grab that other shim tree that I did. We had a craft retreat at the temple like last October, and people saw me working on the other shim trees that I made last year. And it was like day 2 of the retreat, and they said, if we go get the supplies, will you teach us how to make those tomorrow on day 3? And so I did, and then they gave me all of their extra packages of shim. So I was looking for another idea because I had a lot of packages left. Okay, so now we have, that one didn't get. I would normally, again, I like to dry things overnight. I would normally tape these together with masking tape or painter's tape. And actually, I still might do that. Let me grab my tape. Because they're not the greatest quality, and so some of them will kind of pop open. Okay, so after I get it glued together, then I will tape it together. Bonita says my Couture tree cutouts came in. You're anxious to get them painted. You'll have to make sure if you ever do any Couture products or projects, make sure you post those in the crafty group if you're a member. And of course, I have to figure out why people can't post pictures in my group. I can't figure it out. And I've asked people that are really Facebook savvy, and they can't figure it out either. So I don't know if Facebook's just being wonky or if I have a weird setting. So now that I have my 2 side pieces, I'm just taking the longer, did we say this one was 12 inches? And I'm just sandwiching it in between the 2. Yeah, but I'm in other groups, and I can post photos in other groups. I guess until I get it fixed. Once you do a Couture project, just message it to me, and then I can post it in the group until we get it figured out. Because I'm part of other crafty groups, and I can post pictures and I'm not an admin, so I don't know what the deal is. So here's what we have so far, and I'm going to go ahead and tape it together with my painter's tape. This is kind of thick, so I was just going to tear it in half. So I'm just going to tape this just to give it some structure and stability while it dries, and to kind of keep the wonky sections of the paint sticks from popping apart. You know, not all shims are created equal. Oh, that didn't work. Okay, so pull that tight. Go up this way. I may never get all that tape off. Okay, so this is what we have. It's kind of like a Christmas tree lollipop. So for the bottom on this one, I put, let me see if you can put it this way. I put, you know, for the tree, we did them skinny end to skinny end, chunky end to chunky end. For the bottom, you're going to put them to where you've got one chunky end to one skinny end. So that kind of levels out your base. So it makes one square piece. And here's where it kind of got, I had to use my thinker on this one. Actually, I'm just doing some extra thinking here. So if you see smoke, that's why. Okay. Anyway, so what I did on this one is I just kind of, before I glued it together, I stuck it on this shim base. Oops. And I just kind of drew, let's see, trying to figure out there. Well, you can kind of see. I'm just drawing on the edge on each side of the base or the stem. And so that's what I'm left with. I still haven't figured this out. So this is that's what I'm left with. So before I glue it, I'm just trying to, let's use this. I'm going to saw these two pieces in half. I feel like a magician. So let's hang, and this is the best hand saw ever, and my blade's getting a little dull, but this is a Fisker's hand saw. It's been a lifesaver, especially if you make those palette signs out of paint sticks. So I'm just going to cut cuts like butter. So I'm just going to cut through these, make two sections out of this so I can butt it up against the stem of my Christmas tree. Just like that. And they do make replacement blades for these, so if Santa happens to be watching, I could use 1 or 50 replacement blades because I use this at least once a week. So I'm just going to sand those edges off real quick. And then I'm going to grab my tree. I'm going to put that away for a little bit. Okay, so I've got my chunky end. I'm going to put my skinny end on there, and I'm going to glue that one down. I hope this is making sense. So, Bonita, what color are you going to, you said you were going to paint your Christmas tree cutouts. What colors are you intending to paint them? So I'm just going to, while the glue sets, I should have picked two better bases for this because these don't even fit together very well. These will be this will be a rustic Christmas tree base. So I've got that so that the glue is setting. And then I'm going to pop that just kind of as a spacer for right now. just so I kind of know where, and I want to butt it up pretty tight. Oh, can you see my hand down here? I want to butt it up pretty tight against that Christmas tree stand so that I have to pretty much wedge it in there. Benita says candy apple red and meadow green. Those will be pretty trees. Okay. So then I'm going to bring my tree back in here. Get that budged up there pretty good. Okay. Ow. Be careful of splinters. Okay, so I'm going to tape this while it sets. So this is what my base looked like, and then this is what my base looks like now. So I did cut off some of the ends, and I actually haven't even glued it in yet, but I've got it so tight that it's just wedged in there, literally. So let's fit that one again. So then I just kind of eyeballed it, kind of tried to evenly space it on each end, just to give it a stable enough base that it didn't fall over. Hey, Amanda. And now I'm going to get my trusty saw out again, and we're going to saw these edges off. It's a little harder to cut through 2 shims at a time. Oops. About lodged that into my mat. Okay, so let's cut this end. Put that away. Put that away. Turn it off. Okay, so then we've got, uh-oh, something moved. Oops. But you know what? Oh, one tree is higher than the other one. That's okay. I wonder why. I wonder if I cut that one. I don't know. I might have cut that other one off. Or I might have cut. I bet I cut. No? Who knows? This one's a taller tree. But I may have to stabilize it a little better. I'll have to see. But now we've got a nice little grove of trees going. So Amanda, you said, oh man, you need one of those saws. You had to use a bread knife yesterday for some PVC piping. This is a Fisker's hand saw. It is the best. And I've tried quite a few from Menards, but this one cuts the best. I cut through dowel rods. I've cut through shims. Sorry, I have a weird message up here. I've cut through, what else have I cut through? Paint sticks. Lots of things. And it has replacement blades, so put it on your Christmas list. Okay, so now that we have that done, I'm just going to go ahead and paint. I'm going to grab a scrap piece of cardboard from over here. And we're going to paint this one up real quick. I probably should have had it painted ahead of time. My apologies, but I'm using this Waverly chalk paint, but it is, I guess it's not terrible. But I don't like dipping my brushes into this little neck. So I usually pour it into another little container. Sometimes I even add a little bit of water, just because sometimes it's pretty thick. And then, oops, my base just fell off. And I'm not going to glue, I know my base is still not connected yet, but I think I'll wait to glue it till I'm completely done. So I'm just going to paint it on, and I'm not going for fancy here because these are going to be really rustic. I may even just dress them a bit with some wax. I'm just going to take the base off. Get this back side. Probably should have painted this first. Could have been drying while we were painting with, or while we were playing with the shims. So when I get to these rough edges like this, I kind of just make sure you're not using one of your best brushes. And I just kind of dab it into all those rough spots. Otherwise, you'll be flinging paint all over yourself, rubbing back and forth on those rough spots. Don't ask me how I know. And then I get mad at myself because I'm always in my good clothes. The nice thing about this chalk paint, and you could even use the Couture chalk paste to paint these, is that chalk paint dries usually super quick. Okay. It's pretty good. The dryer turned off. Now it's super quiet down here. Just giving this a quick coat of paint. Nothing fancy. Definitely not perfect. Probably going to sand most of it off anyway or cover it with wax. Sorry, I'm probably not even in. I forget that I have to be clear up here. Okay. Done with that for right now. Get the white. So what were you cutting PVC pipe for, Amanda? I don't know if I want to know. Okay, get that off my hands. And while that's drying, my intention is move that out of the way, is to, I'll show you on the one that is to add some sort of greenery, not this whole thing, it's way too big. This, and then like hang a tag off of it, or like a jingle bell. So let's trying to figure what do I have over here. I'll just lay that on my mat. Let's get this out of the way because it's kind of distracting. So let's chalk our tag. Since we have two trees, and since this one's taller, we can probably get away with, it's probably going to end up being too tall. Amanda says, sorry, they asked me a question when I think you said my name. I was asking what you were cutting PVC pipe for. Is the round chip too scale wise? Is it too big? I'm thinking. I don't think that'll work. It might hide some of the tag. Okay, so let's chalk both of these. I think on the circle one, I don't know whether to do Joy to the World, Noel. I wished it would fit. It just barely fits on that. I don't think that would look good. So we could do Joy to the World, Noel, and then I was thinking I could use like a Joy on this one. So maybe if we did Oliver's parties this weekend, you made a big frame to hold the 5x7 Nerf target. I keep forgetting his birthday party's coming up this weekend. So let's do, to kind of keep a theme going here, let's do Joy on the round tag, the round chip. And I already have a hole, so I need to make sure that I keep it towards the top. And then let's do this Joy from last year's minis on I think maybe it'll fit sideways. This tag mostly. Okay, so let's just keep with the, there it is right in front of my face. Let's keep with the white theme. And I just have Shimmer Frost. Sadly, I think this is out of stock right now, among many other things. Red is out of stock. Shimmer Frost. I think there are white paste singles that are still in stock. So this is liquid chalk. It dries hard, but it's also water soluble. So on surfaces like chalkboards, glass, most metals, you can wash it off and you can redesign on those surfaces. On wood and other porous surfaces like that, it would be a one-time use surface. So I'm just using my squeegee and I'm dragging it down the silk screen area. Making sure to cover up all of the silk screen. And then I'm going to go back and I'm going to remove the excess paste and also smooth out my squeegee line. So I'm just going to put any excess back in my jar. And put this in there. Put my lid on. And then I'm just going to peel and reveal. So that is what we're left with. Joy to the world. So I'm just going to lay these over here. I didn't get my tub just because I knew I just would have these two little transfers. And here's, peel this one off. So I'm just laying them on a towel and I'm just spraying them with some water until I can get to the sink. So I'm going to dry them. Make sure you share the video, spread the chocolate around Facebook. Hit the heart button, hit the like button. Also subscribe to my YouTube channel, because if I'm ever not able to go live on Facebook, say it breaks again, then you can always catch me live on YouTube. Turn on the notifications, all that fun stuff. The shadow paste, the shimmer paste do take a little bit longer to dry. Okay. So that one's gonna, I'm not gonna use that one yet. It's still wet. I'm gonna let the tree dry a little more. I'm gonna let's play with a little bit of dark wax. I know I'm kind of skipping all around, but so I'm just gonna sand the edges a little bit to expose some of that natural wood. Jason was telling me the other day after one of my lives that I should change my business name to the Sanded Edge. It's kind of old. There. Okay. I'm just going to fold that over. So now I'm going to bring out some of this. I don't play with it very often. So we'll see what happens. This is kind of it feels like paint, but it dries like wax. Just going to use it out of the lid. So I'm just kind of dabbing a little bit on the edges. This may not look very pretty, but I'm just kind of playing. I may have ruined it, but oh well. I can always repaint over it if I don't like it. So that's what that looks like. Let's try something else, just for fun, because we can. So I have some dark wax here. Wax over here. So this is just special dark wax. So I actually like it better. It's kind of more of the look I was going for. So it darkens up the edges, and it leaves this part white, a little bit more white, which is more of what I was going for. We'll just see if we can fix it a little bit. Okay, that's better. Okay, so we'll put that away. So we played a little bit. So for my embellishing, it's pretty. I'm going to go ahead and embellish it and then let it, that way it can still dry some more, and then I will finish the distressing off camera. That way I can let you guys go. So I'm definitely going to put this tag at the bottom, and then because these bells have the same kind of finish as my tree, kind of that white with the brown distressing, I'm going to use it. And then I think I'm going to deconstruct this Christmas pick and maybe use a few of the leaves. I could even use, I've even thought about using, which I still could. I don't know if you watched on Saturday when I chalked on some watercolor paper and then I fussy cut around those. You could even use those. So I'm just going to cut these apart because I could use the berries. The berries kind of have the frosted, that same frosted look. Or I could just use a sprig of evergreen and a jingle bell, which is super cute. Or I could just use 2 of the holly leaves. Which is really cute. Or I could just use a pine cone. Can't get in there to see what I'm doing. Okay, so now I got that cut apart. Roll that piece away. Okay, you could even use one of the little pine cones. It's kind of like the evergreen. I used 2 in the bell. What do you think? I know it's kind of hard for you guys to see. I kind of like that. And then we'll just bring in the twine. Let's clean up these ends a little bit. I should get rid of some of that bulk. Okay, well, anyway, you get the point. So I'm going to bring in my hot glue gun. I'm just trying to figure out how I want to go about this. Okay, I think I'm going to glue these down. So I'll glue those there. I'm not the best at embellishing with greenery, so you have to bear with me a little bit. If you don't think you need a multi-tool, if you use a lot of hot glue, it works great for that too. Okay, so while that's drying, I'm going to do my little bow that I put on everything. So I'm just going to tie this one in a knot. I'm going to tie it toward the front. And then I'm going to do my little loopy bow. So I've got my tail, and I'm going to make the left loop, the right loop, the left loop, the right loop, left loop, right loop, and I'm going to do 4, I think, in the right loop. So then I'm going to cut this end to be my other tail. So then I'm left with a bow. So then I've got my little bow here. So then I'm going to tie it on my tag with the tail, with the string that I left on there. And so I'm going to tie that tight to the right. Yep. And then do I want to? I'm going to put my bell on here. And I may have to end up gluing it down too as well. We'll just see what happens. If it kind of bobbles up and down. Okay, so now let's actually, I think I can just glue it like that and maybe be able to get away with that. So I'm going to put some glue on the back of my tag because I think it'll butt right up against, ouch, that's hot. It'll butt right up against the greenery. I probably should, ooh, that came up through the hole. Probably should have put some right there and I didn't, but I may have to put something right there to kind of hide that. That's kind of what I wish I'd have done that in the beginning. These have these little plastic big old chunk on the bottom of them, and so they don't lay flat very well. Yep, I like that. So we'll just stick that in there, and that'll kind of help hide all those ends. I wasn't able to cover up. Plus, aren't you supposed to decorate with 3s anyway? Okay, I think that turned out really cute. So let's put our base on, and I will glue this when I'm done. But there is our cute little shim tree. And I will distress it like I did the base. So I could probably go ahead and do that now. Let's just, while I have a mess here, now I'm going to jingle everywhere. I know I'm kind of doing this backwards, but you get the point. Probably knock everything off that I just did. My whole bucket of Jingle Bells is jingling. Knock some of the paint off of those. And look back there. Okay, and then I'll wax it, but I won't subject you all to that. So there is that. There's my cute little shim tree. So again, there. So you just need a package of 8-inch shims. And actually, I like the shorter stem of the Christmas tree. So you could even, when you're building your tree, this you can almost just tear off. It's kind of what they, yeah. And actually you could probably cut it with scissors. Or get some, oh yeah, it cuts. If you do the thin end, it cuts. I mean, you can cut it with scissors. Let's see if that, yep, that's pretty. So I would cut off like the top. If you get the 12-inch shims, cut off like the top 2 inches. And then your stem down here will be shorter, as opposed to this longer one that's not as stable. So helpful hint there. Thanks, Amanda. Let's do, I have quite a bit of bookkeeping to do. It is a new month. So that means, if I can find all my, that means there are new specials. So this is the November Club Couture transfer for the month. It is up on the housetop, reindeer parking, one night only. It is an exclusive B-size transfer. The only way that you can get this transfer is to be a Club Couture member or be an active designer. As a Club Couture member, you get this transfer plus 3 paste singles. This month's colors are Black Velvet, Candy Apple, and Shimmer Gold. It is $19.99 a month. It's mailed directly to your mailbox. Free shipping on this monthly kit. There is a 3-month minimum to sign up, but you're welcome to cancel at any time after the 3 months. Also, as a Club Couture member, sorry, I had to take a drink. You get $4.95 flat rate shipping on any additional chalk site order, and you get special offers and deals when they are released from Chalk Couture. And speaking of Chalk Couture specials for club members, It is Ship Hooray. You get any Club Couture member this month, so this would be a great month to sign up for Club Couture. You get free shipping on any qualifying Club Couture orders. Qualifying orders must be $100 US or $127 Canadian, and that is before taxes and shipping. Also, Black Friday deals launched today, and they will be all month long. There are check the specials tab on my chalk site every Monday in November, starting at 9 a.m. Mountain or 10 a.m. Central. New sales and incredible deals. I can tell you all of the vintage truck cutouts, the transfers, and the accessories, those will be on special all month long. Those are at 30% off. There are lots of Christmas and a few regular transfers that dropped today in the specials, and those are all 30% off, including the transfer that I used on Friday night, the making a list transfer that I used on that reverse canvas. That is on special. If you've been around and you've seen the I Love You, a Bushel and a Peck, that transfer is at 30% off this month or this week. So those drop this Monday. Next Monday, a new set of specials will drop. And I believe those are all A-size transfers. And then the week after that will be B-size transfers. And then the fourth week will be C, D, and E-size transfers. Also, every week, there is a mystery box that you can purchase. It is said to contain at least 7 to 10 transfers, and those are supposedly different than what are in the weekly deal bundles. So if you live on the wild side and want to pick up a mystery box, you're welcome to do that. Just check my chalk site and go to the specials tab. I think that is it. I'm looking through. Here is the new holiday designer kit. The countdown to Christmas has been taken out. And this is the newest designer kit. So if you have any questions about that, definitely let me know. Let's check the comments. Bonita, bring on the reindeer. Oh, the Club Couture transfer is really cute this month. And if you like reindeer, you need to check the specials tab because there are 2 to 3 other reindeer transfers that are available. There's a North Pole Bed and Breakfast that has a reindeer. There's a couple of other ones that are in, at least they were this morning. I can't guarantee that they're still there because those Black Friday deals are while supplies last. So go and check those out. Definitely join Club Couture if you're interested in that transfer. Also, if you're interested in free shipping on, wait, that doesn't, let's check that again. Yeah, it is Club Couture. Never mind, I'm not gonna, yeah, I got a little confused there, my fault. It happens, it happens pretty regularly. Okay, so I'm hoping to be live on Wednesday, but I have a work event until 7. But I'll just have to try to plan a project that doesn't take a lot of setting up or pre-planning. So I hope to be live Wednesday. If not, then you can catch me again on Friday. I appreciate you so much for watching this evening. I hope you have a great night, and I will see you later. Thanks.